All right, so I'm going to show you how to build a Linux RLCraft server here. Um, so a few things to note. I'm going to be using Debian 10.4, I believe is the current version. I'm also going to be building up this server in a Proxmox virtual environment. So you'll need to kind of adjust this for your virtual environment or your physical environment if you're going to use it on a physical server. A lot of this can be done similarly in a physical environment or in other virtual environments, such as VirtualBox or um, VMware if you're going to use that. So let's just get started here. I did a similar video last time about how to do this. So let's just log into my Proxmox, and we'll actually follow the steps in my guide that is on my Google Docs if I can type my passwords correctly. There we go. All right. So here's my old server, RLCraft. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that one. I don't need that anymore. And we're going to start from scratch. So let's go up to the top in my notes here. If you're using a VM, use 2 to 4 cores and provide as much RAM as possible. So RLCraft. Let's go to advanced, start at boot. Nope, that's fine. You may want to make yours start at boot. That's fine. And we're going to use 10.4 for our OS for Debian. So graphics card. VirtIO GPU is fine. I will install the QEMU agent. I don't really need UEFI. And I believe that's all fine. VirtIO SCSI is fine. VirtIO block. And I'm going to do I'll just use 128 gigs. I'll do right back on safe. And discard. Okay, next, CPU. 4 cores is fine. If you have more and you can apply more, that's good too. Memory. So we want, I think I only have 16 gigs of RAM on here, but 8192. So we'll use the same network device that is currently in use, and I don't need a firewall. All right. So there's our new RLCraft server. And let's open up a console here. Let me reopen that. And use the power button here to start it. We'll do a basic install here. So once I've got the install complete, we will get with the steps of RLCraft server. So this will take a little bit. Let's reopen the console here. This is working great. So let's reset this VM. And let's do regular install. I think I know what's going on. All right, let's stop this VM while I troubleshoot this problem. Standard VGA, give you 128 megas of RAM. And let's start this back up. All right. So English, United States, American English. Do what's best for your environment. I'm just going to call it RLCraft, no domain name. So I am going to show the password in the clear. Password. Password. User. User. Same password for the user. So I do that so that when you have the image, because I'm going to create a backup of this image, you can utilize this server yourself to deploy if you need, instead of going through this entire process that I'm doing today. So if you use this image when I've created the backup, please change the passwords. It's real simple. There's a command called passwd for both the root and the user. You can use that on both of them and get those passwords changed. It's easy. I'm going to use the entire disk, all files in one partition, because I don't really need to worry about any of the other stuff. I don't need to worry about having multiple partitions. It's not a big deal for the situation. Right, changes the disk. Yep. So now we'll get started with installing the system. Once this finishes installing the base Debian system, and we can SSH into the system, I will be using that instead of the browser interface here. So do I want to install another disk? Nope. Use a network mirror? Yes, please. United States. Yep, Debian.org is fine. I have no proxy. Nope, I don't want to be part of the popularity contest. I don't need a desktop environment. I don't need a print server. I do need an SSH server. We'll leave standard system utilities there. All right, while this continues, let's go over the document here. So steps, the instruction steps are regular text, so basically every standard line. Commands that you're going to put in the console are monospaced and highlighted in gray. So these are the things that you'll type in the console here. And text that is not commands but are needed is monospaced and highlighted in yellow. So kind of split up there so that you can understand what you are going to type in and what is a command versus what is not a command. How people write commands in documents and web pages, I felt that that was a little misleading, whether it has a caret or it has a $sign. And a lot of people might think that that is part of the command itself. And so I wanted to make sure that that was clear. That is not part of the command. This is what you're going to type. So that's why I put it this way. All right, do I want to install Grub bootloader to the master boot record? Of course. VDA is fine. So VDA is our first hard drive. Installation is complete. And it will reboot. All right, so log in as root, password. That was a capital P. Or am I typing that incorrectly? Root. Password. Right. User. Nope. Lowercase p, password. All right, so let's get started by doing nano etc groups. So what we're going to do is find the sudo group here, and we're going to add user. So sudo is installed in Debian now by default, I believe. So I can now log in as user. Really? User. User password is lowercase p. Yeah. I think I did that on the root also. I'm going to forget that. Oh, it is not. So the group is there, but sudo is not. Okay. So let's get started. Actually, you know what? We'll follow the instructions. Network connection. Networks. Network interfaces. So I just need to set my addresses here. No. That's not right. What am I looking for? Gateway subnet? No. Shows how often I use Debian, right? Gateway. Name server. No. Okay. Well, I'll just use the CIDR, which I believe I have set for 34. Really? CIDR mask. $23. My mistake. All right. It's been a while since I've had to configure my network. So there we go. Network is good. So systemctl restart networking. Great. So nano etc apt sources.list. So we're just going through here. Check my networking configuration is good. Update app sources. So I don't need the CD-ROM to be a source anymore. We will add contrib and non-free. Okay. And we also need to add the Stretch Repositories. Which I bet I can't paste in any way. So what we're going to do is we're going to save that. And let's see if we can remote in. Let's open PowerShell here. All right. Oop. Oh, that's wrong. All right. lowercase p. Sweet. So we'll get to root. Let's see, apt sources.list. And we'll come down here and we'll add the Stretch Repositories. So Stretch will be for OpenJDK 8. That's the only reason why we're adding it. And we can move on from there. We need to install the required software. So apt update first. What did I type wrong? Right there. All right. Yep. Apt install screen and unzip. Those two are required. We will also install havegd sudo htop qemu guest agent. Okay, and aptitude. So I'll go through these real quick. Havegd will help things like SSH and providing entropy for random data, which is good when in VMs like this where you don't have any hardware random number generator or good pseudo random number generation. Havegd pulls entropy from other sources and will add that into your entropy for random number generation. Sudo is sudo for allowing me to run commands as a regular user. Htop allows you to see server resource and do monitoring of that while the server is in use. The guest agent is for Proxmox so that it can have a little bit more performance and I can do some monitoring outside of the Linux server. I can do some guest monitoring through here. So specifically, it's network IP address. Aptitude helps me do some searching in apt. That's pretty much the primary reason why I use that. It'll pull all the resources it needs. Okay. Now, let's log back in. So I disconnected so I could reconnect because I installed sudo. Now I can do that. Right. All right. So sudo apt install open JDK 8 JRE. We'll get that downloaded. Since I'm using Debian and we're installing OpenJDK 8 from the Stretch repository, we don't need to do any of the update alternatives, which is when you would have multiple Java runtime environments installed, you have to assign when you're going to use one versus the other. We're only having one installed, so we don't need to do any of the alternatives and configuration like that. All right. We're almost done. Sudo make dir opt Minecraft. So we're going to create the Minecraft directory, and we might as well just go right to it. Let's just copy that link. We'll wget using the double exclamation point. We'll rerun the command using sudo there. So the permission denied was because I was running the command as user, and I have not given this user permission to edit the Minecraft directory. All right. Next, we will download the RLCraft server file, and this is the beta 2.8.2. Which is why I'm doing this new video, because this is for the beta 2.8.2 version of RLCraft. All right. So now we'll run the Forge installer for the first time. And yeah, we'll do sudo java jar forge install server. There that goes. So that is downloading all of the packages for Forge. Server installed successfully. We can delete the installer file if we want to, but we will just move on. So sudo java jar forge universal. This will start the Minecraft server for the first time, and this will tell us we need to agree to the EULA. So now we sudo nano EULA, and we accept the EULA. Great. Next, we need to unzip the RLCraft server file. Yeah. And then we will cd to the mods directory. Sudo wget. We'll download the chunk pre-generator jar into that mods directory. And we will run. Actually, what we'll do here no, we'll do that after. Okay. So we'll sudo java xms. I think I only gave 8 gigs. Am I right with that? 8 gigs of RAM. All right. So we'll do xms of 4 gigs and an xmx of 8 gigs. Let's get rid of the B. And then jar forge universal, and let that get started. So pretty much at this point, once this is all calmed down, you can log into your new Forge server or your new RLCraft server. But we want to make some changes here. We want to make it so that it runs automatically when the server boots and some other stuff. So if you'll stick with me, we will write a script to make it start, and we'll also do the pre-generation of a new world. It is currently generating a new world, but we will delete that and start a new one. So we will let this run real quick. Okay, looks like it's done there. So we'll stop the server. Okay, so let's do sudo nano server properties file. This is where you're going to want to change your server properties. We do want to change that to -1, I believe. Set your difficulty to whatever you want. And change whatever other settings you want to in here. And your level seed you can set here. Start that with 0. If you want to enable the Archon and you want to change your message of the day, you can do that stuff here. So you want to do this at this point. If you change this and you want to create your new world, let's save the server properties, and we want to do an rm rf opt Minecraft world. So that deletes that world folder, which removes everything, and we will start with, when we restart the Forge server, it will regenerate the new world with our settings that we, specifically the seed setting that we just set in the server properties file. All right. So now we will sudo echo cd opt Minecraft to rlcraft.sh. All right. I think I got to do this as root user. So echo cd opt Minecraft to rlcraft.sh, and then echo java xms 4 gig xmx 8 gig, and I'm just going to copy the rest of this stuff. So put it to that same file. Make sure it looks right. So it's just 2 commands. That's going to be our little script. chmod +x RLCraft. All right. So now we can actually run RLCraft from that. Right. And now that we've got everything configured the way we want with the server file, server properties file, we can actually start the chunk pre-generation here. Okay, so we're going to set the priority for the pre-generator. And I'm actually going to change this. Just so that we can run through it real quick. This will build 144 chunks. So I believe we won't have as much issues anymore with the pre-generation of the chunks. This was supposed to be resolved in 2.8.2. Oh, is it done? All right, let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay. This does not mean that it won't crash or can't crash, so you might want to keep an eye on it anyways. If we spread that out, we can see a little bit better. And we can check on the server here. All right. What I'll do is actually tell it to stop. I don't need it to generate all the chunks. Did I just edit this? Okay. So we'll do this system control, we'll reboot. And let's check on it when it's back up. And it's back up. So sudo nano etc systemd system rc local.service. So we're creating this RC local service file, and we're just going to add this text. So this allows us to run, or basically this runs RC local start, or the service RC local. So we will now systemctl sudo that, systemctl enable RC local. So that creates the symlink for the RC local, and we'll now create nano etc rc.local. So we can create the script to run the script. And this script runs screen in a session called Minecraft, and I need to adjust that. So runs the script in the opt Minecraft folder, and then exits when it's done. Sudo chmod +x etc rc.local, so that's executable. And that's pretty much it. Sudo systemctl power off. So this server is now stopped. I'm going to create a backup of it. Nope, it's going to be a full backup. Fast and good. Sure. Let's see how fast that actually is. So I'll create this backup. I'll upload it to Google Docs or my Google Drive, make it available just as I did my last one. Again, make sure you change the passwords for the user and the root user. You'll probably want to change your seed and then recreate the world. So doing the RF in that Minecraft world folder. And looks like it's just over 1 gig. So that's good. That went pretty quick. So we'll restart this server. And okay, it's booted. Screen, I believe it's -r Minecraft. So there we go. So we can already log right into the screen session that is already running the Minecraft server. That's pretty much it. Real simple. The RLCraft is running. It's doing its thing. I can now continue to do the chunk pre-generation here. And do it to the 10,000 block square radius. So thanks for watching. If you need assistance, the Discord is very helpful. I'm creating this video and this Google Doc for the Discord, and I will update this video link in here and this link for the backup file. And actually, what I'll do is create the zip file as I did prior. Or actually, I might just use this one. If you're using Proxmox, you can use this same image. Again, you'll want to change probably the seed in the server properties and reset the world by deleting the world folder. It's pretty simple stuff. And as you can see, it's real simple to go through my guide to build an RLCraft server. It's been updated for 2.8.2 and looks like it's working just fine. So again, thanks for watching, and I do Twitch streams daily, or I try to do Twitch streams daily, so you can watch me live play different games, Rimworld, Minecraft. I've been also playing Monster Hunter World, and I'm looking at some other games here soon, so you can watch me play that live on Twitch. I'm also uploading to YouTube as soon as it's done, or as soon as I can after the Twitch stream. So if you're interested in watching me play, let me know. If you like this content, like and subscribe on YouTube, and let me get those numbers up. I have very few people actually liking and subscribing, so I appreciate anybody who subscribes and likes my content. So thanks again. I'll see you next time, and enjoy.